What's going on, guys? No Sleeps 12 here. Today I'm going to start a new video series that I'm going to be releasing every week about my free-to-play in HUT for NHL 18. Much like my edition last year, I'm going to show you guys how to implement the strategies and settings that I use in my other videos. Show you that by using them and using them effectively, you can take a free-to-play team and go all the way to Division 1. So each week I'm going to go over different tips and advanced techniques that I use and show you guys how to work the market a little bit in HUT. Show you guys that you could take a starter pack team and go all the way to the show with it. Any further ado, this is free to play NHL 18. I'm No Sleeps 12. So guys, let's get to getting up on a new account, make a new team. We're going to go with the Sleeve Reapers. So if you run into my team, you're going to be using a video more than likely, win or lose. Create my team here, and let's get to the pack. Essentially, it's all the usual suspects here. A bunch of bronze and silver players. Oliver Bjorkstrand's thrown in. Mikko Rantanen is also tossed. I also get a Justin Braun and Melker Karlsson because I picked the Sharks as my favorite team, which they obviously are. Again, nothing out of the ordinary, just a bunch of trash that I have to somehow make a competitive team with. I was able to get the gracious gift EA has given us in that free 12-hour pack, so I get some extra coins and whatnot, and woohoo, and now it's on to making a team. So now that we've got our roster in place and we know who we're working with, it's time to adjust the lineup to actually be able to compete with this team. The problem with Division 10 and doing a series like this is that Division 10 is going to be the most difficult. The reason why is because new guys will make good teams in Division 10, much like I'm doing right now. I know I'm a good player. I'm not supposed to be in Division 10. Decided to challenge myself for this video series specifically. When making a free-to-play team and you're first starting out, you need to make sure that every rostered player is in the correct spot. You're going to have to take advantages of systems and actually setting up plays rather than just having a 99 shot accuracy and ripping top corner every time, because you just don't have the skill in your lineup to do so. Well, what you're seeing here is me changing and making sure that every single player that I have is on its opposite wing. Notice here that I have most of my right wingers are actually left wingers because they shoot left. Your right wingers need to shoot left and your left wingers need to shoot right. The same thing I've preached since the beginning of making my NHL videos. You need to be able to set up that one-timer in the offensive zone. So forget about what the actual position on the card says other than center, because center should be based on face-off stat. Everything else you need to make sure that it's opposite-handed. This goes for your defense as well. Once you have all of your cards on the opposite wing, or at least in the correct handedness, that being again left-handed on the right wings, right-handed on the left wings, same for defense to set up the one-timers in the offensive zone from every position. You then need to sort by speed. If you have such a bad lineup, you need to make sure that your faster players are obviously higher in the lineup. Your overall stats are so bad from every card that it really doesn't matter going from a 70 to a 68 and things like that. It's going to be a rough couple first games. So again, every single left-handed player needs to be on the right side, and every single right-handed player needs to be on the left side. Same thing with defense, and then sort by speed. Nothing's changed here. So, after I've gone through all the power play, penalty kill, and all that extra stuff, switched all my guys to opposite-handed, here's the roster that I'm left with. Yes, I'm actually going to play a few games with this team. Before we get into the game, I want to show you guys the settings I'm going to use for this actual first round while I'm using this garbage team. In my prior videos, I show you guys that you want to be super aggressive in the offensive zone, which is true. Guys that you're going to face in the lower divisions often struggle with aggressive forecheck, but the problem is that your guys are so slow compared to the super teams that are in every single division no matter what. You can't be caught flat-footed anywhere. You need to play a little bit passive, especially on the forecheck and things like that. Now in the defensive zone, nothing changes. You want to be super tight on the point and high pressure. That's going to force guys to actually make plays, and I'm going to show you some things that can help disrupt that. Everything else is the same as far as in the defensive zone, but your forecheck and things, you need to dial that way back so that you don't get caught up ice. I'm going to say this in every video, every single one of your offensive lines needs to be set to overload. That is a must. So let's finally get into some game action. This is the first game that I play with this team, and it's the perfect one out of all of the games in this division to show you guys, because it is every single issue and problem that you're going to run into with a starter pack squad. So guys, let's pick it up midway through the first here. I'm on a simple rush, nothing special, but I see that he's just spamming poke check. I tell you in my other videos about how to draw penalties. It's very simple. Just hold a deke, whether it be forehand or backhand, and 90% of the time when he's poking you all around your skates, it's going to increase the chance that you're going to draw a penalty, which is what happens here. Here we are again late in the first period on another power play. I'm able to read that he's just going to step up in the defensive zone. This is what you're looking for. You either want to try and pull a deke here so that you know that you can keep the momentum because he's flat-footed, and I'm able to get around him for a 3-0 lead going into the second. Let's pick it up halfway through the second. He gets a 3-on-1 here. I think I play it correctly because I'm anticipating that he's going to go for the pass. And sure enough, he does here, but my guy doesn't pick up the puck. The rebound from the shot goes right past my guy because puck pickups are elite, and he hits me with a sick one-timer goal. Really well done. I'm just caught chasing after that bad rebound. We're into the third now, and I get him to just completely chase me around here. This is what you guys want to avoid. When you start chasing, again, you just need to either switch players or hold L2 and start back skating to get away, because once you start chasing a guy, it's very simple to get in clean and just backhand, forehand, top shelf here. Moments later, he answers with a penalty shot. I get caught being too aggressive on the penalty kill here, and he just waits me out when I go for the poke check. That's pretty much a rip. Literally off that face-off, it's just a mangled mess on the draw with a tie-up. He ends up getting it to his centerman. By the time I switch to my defenseman, I go to challenge him at the line, which was a terrible move. I don't back skate quick enough, and I let him on a path right to my goalie, which he then just deposits the garbage on that rebound. This is not a replay. Moments later off of that draw, I get stuck in the exact same situation. My defensemen are so slow that in a kind of wishy-washy draw, they don't instantly backskate, and because they're so slow, I can't turn them around to actually challenge. I get caught flat-footed here again, and he just puts a wrister top shelf over my bronze-level goalie. Now that I blew a 3-goal lead, it's time to actually play offense again. So on this instance, I want to show you guys this real slow. When you're going in for a puck battle, instead of just poke-checking, you want to do here when you're going into the boards against each other is hold the crouch block. It basically like sifts the puck out. Guys are kind of in the boards, and this is what I do here. So I actually get the puck here with no tripping call or anything like that. Not chasing me with his defenseman again, and I have an open one-timer in the slot. Well, I'm not going to lie, this is one of the more entertaining games I've played in quite some time. On this play, I know that he's going to cut into the middle for that wrister or slapper top right, because that's what everyone does, short side. I just don't time it correctly. If you know where they're going to go, it's so effective to just put your player right in that corner of the net. I just time it incorrectly, he holds it a little bit longer, and it's just blasted top shelf. We got a tie game with 3 minutes to go. So he takes yet another penalty against me, puts me on the power play with about a half a minute to go in the game, and I'm just going to let this play out.
33 seconds. Collected by Carlson. Nicely into the zone. Shoots! Score!
And there you go, the lead with about 15 seconds to go in the game. Again, guys, it's all about how you use your strategies and wait for your openings, things like that. It really doesn't matter about stats, especially in this game. You guys saw the roster I used. I gave up some really bad goals early on, but I was able to get through with a nice little breakaway there. So I was able to pot an extra one with about a second to go. You guys will see here that even though you're playing a superior roster, terrible cards and whatnot, you have a chance as long as your strats and things are in place. You see the time on attack, he only has about a minute and a half more than me, which is kind of impressive considering that my guys are so much slower. But again, it's all about reading the play and being in the right spot. So here's how the rest of my Division 10 games went. Obviously, it went pretty well. I was able to win the division title in the minimum amount of games and controlling the play for most of the time, which I was a little surprised about. I didn't run into someone who was extremely skilled and just starting over, so I got kind of lucky in that sense, but I was able to do it all with that starter pack team. So I went and ripped my Division 10 pack. I actually got a silver collectible, which was pretty lit considering how much those still go for in the auction house, but nothing exciting. Time to spend some money and upgrade my team. What I did was I basically went to the auction house and I just wanted to mess around with some new synergies and whatnot that I don't normally use. So I chose Angry Aggressor because I want to see if the stick checking boost would be noticeable at all. So I went and searched for some guys, would upgrade my lineup, obviously gold rares that had that synergy. And here's how after spending my coins from Division 1, how my team ended up turning out going into Division 2. So as you can see, just by going to the auction house and spending the bare minimum on gold rare players, this is the lineup that I ended up with, which is vastly improved over my bronze level players that I had prior. So going into Division 2, this is the lineup I'm going to have. I think for this challenge, what I'm going to do is make sure that I don't upgrade my players at all until I hit the end of that division, and then I'll spend my coins or save them and work the market and things like that at the end of the division. So for Division 2, this is what I'm going to go with. So guys, that was my free-to-play Division 10 video. Next week will be Division 9, and I'm going to go over some market things and stuff you need to look for when you're trying to play HUT for free. So guys, I hope you liked the video. Please bang the subscribe button. I am closing in on 4,000 in my first year. Really big goal that I do want to hit. So thanks again, and you guys stay average.